Okay, welcome back, guys. This is Mad Dog 1296. So I have a problem in my shorts early this morning. I posted a video last night and I made a shorts out of it. So the problem is people calling me a fucking new light when they're not even paying attention to the title of what the problem in the short I was talking about. So if I go in the tower and load up, I'm not talking about scanning. I'm talking about the odd icon that's in the ghost that was never there before. I think this is actually has to do with the new HUD update. That's why I said in 10 years I never seen this before. Never even knew about it. Because it probably was with the HUD update. Because this was not a normal thing in Destiny 1 or Destiny 2. And I'll show you when I land. I had to text at least 15 times instead of someone actually paying attention to the fucking title. It says exactly in the title of the video. Once it loads up. It says in the title, for 10 years, I didn't know the ghost had this odd symbol. Almost 9,000 views on this, and yet people call me a new light because they're not even talking, not understanding what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about is coming over here to where Xur is.
I think I have something you will like.
And when I get here, I'm going to pull out my ghost. The scanning has nothing to do with it. This is the fucking symbol I'm talking about.
I think it is very possible that
If I stand over here, it disappears. If I go next to it with the ghost out, it appears on my screen. If I look down and to the right, right next to that little icon right there, there's a half square appeared. That's what I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with this item here. I'm talking about the icon of the scope. I never seen this scope before.
if you are here,
Out of all
it
times.
means the nine are
Hold
not
on.
done with you yet.
Shut the fuck up, sir. So if you see, I pulled out my ghost. Now there is a scope. That's the thing I was talking about earlier. This is the symbol I'm talking about. This is the icon. I'm not talking about this little piece of shit here, because I scanned this at least 50 times while I'm bored at the tower. I know where all the scanners are in the tower. I'm talking about the fucking icon that's directly above the Fireteam chat. You see, it's literally a scope that has a square rectangle, a circle in the middle, and the dots around it. But when I look at the icon and get 2 steps to Xur, now there is a half square that has a line in between. It's a cube, and there's a line dividing half of it. That's the fucking icon I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with this stupid fucking scanner, which I already scanned about 50 fucking times. I'm talking about the fucking icon that's sitting right above my Fireteam chat. If I move over to the left, it disappears. If I move over to the right, it reappears. Left disappears. Right reappears. This was never a fucking thing. Never. This was never a fucking thing in Destiny 2 or Destiny 1. This little scope icon was never here. That little square icon was never there either. This is to help the new players to find investigations in the tower. This is not a thing they had for years. they just added into the game. As you can see, it's gone off my scope. I have my ghost out, nothing's here. If I move over to the right, the icon appears again. If I take it away, icon disappears. Put out the ghost, icon appears. Look down, square appears. That's the whole fucking issue of people not listening to the fucking title when it says odd symbol. Not scanning, odd symbol. It literally says in the fucking title. Over almost 50 fucking comments of people calling me a new light when this is a fucking brand new fucking feature. Like, how can it be a new light if this is a brand new fucking feature? I already know all the fucking scanners and know where they are. I already know one is in the hangar towards the fucking tubes to go see Zavala and Stockholm. I already know where all the fucking investigations are. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the odd scope symbol, as you see here. And then the square icon as I move to the right, which I can actually activate it without being near the symbol by doing this. I'm over here, Ghost is over there. This is a brand new icon that Bungie has created. This was never in Destiny or Destiny 2. This is the HUD update they just had during Final Shape. So this is only 3 weeks old. It was never here. Ghost does not have a sniper scope pointing where an investigated object is. They just add that in for the new players so they can scan new shit and understand about Banshee and other stuff. It has physically nothing to do about being a new light. And I played Destiny for 10 fucking years. I've been playing since Vanilla Destiny 1. And this was never in the game. D1 or D2. This is a brand new feature. Because that is basically a sniper scope. Or a scan scope, whatever you want to call it. Now, since you can see it clearly, this was never in the game. And I just proved it right there. This was never featured in the game. Do you know how I know? Because when you're near a feature but trying to find it, you can pull out your ghost in the waves where it pretty much lighted up. So if I go over to the right, and as you can see it's not lit up. If I pull my ghost, it lights up. Pull ghost, lights up. Pull ghost, lights up. Pull ghost, lights up. That sniper icon was never a thing. It just appeared in Final Shape. It's to help people to find items that they can't normally find in the tower or a secret investigation in a different area. So let's say we're going to go to Nessus and we're going to go to the tree where the dead little goblin is. And I'll show you this exact same fucking thing. I don't understand why people have such a difficult time of paying attention to what a title says. In the description, it literally says, for 10 years, I didn't know about the ghost odd symbol. It literally says it right in the title. I don't understand why people have such a difficult time reading titles. And it sits there and calls me a new light when this was never featured. So if I go over here, it should do the exact same thing. Come over to the ghost. and the goblin's still here. Get near it, pull out the ghost, now the icon is here. This was never a feature. This was just added in 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. Tomorrow's 3 weeks. This has been added in 2 weeks and 6 days ago. This was the HUD update. The reason why I found it out, because I went into the patch notes and found out Bungie was upgrading the HUD. This is the HUD update. I'm not sure if it would show up if I turned it off the HUD. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Now it's off. That proves it. It's a HUD setting. That fucking proves it. Because I just shut it off and now the symbol is not showing up. That is the Final Shape HUD update. So yes, I was correct. For 10 years, this was never a thing. This was just live 2 weeks ago. And I pulled my ghost out by mistake and found that out. So as you can see, there was no symbol. If I go back in, turn it back on, pull out my ghost, symbol's there. Square disappears. Now a sniper scope is appeared on my screen. If I look at the goblin, now a square with a fucking line in between. And if you haven't noticed, that's this square right here. It's the exact same way, but a line split in between. It indicates investigation or a scan is available. So I literally just showed you that if you shut off the HUD, this is the new update that Bungie promised us that they're upgrading the HUD in the patch notes. This is the new update they brought. I still haven't investigated what the other stuff they added in, but this is one of the things they added in. This was never a thing in D2, never a thing in D1. That scanner was never there. So if I turn it back on, pull out my ghost, now the scope is back. Now the 9,000 people that have watched the video can understand what the fuck I was talking about. It's not the investigations, it's the fucking sniper scope that spawns when you summon your ghost. And when you're next to it, that's when it indicates it. Because when I go away, it disappears. If I step a little further, it reappears. This is the symbol of what I'm talking about. Just like what you see here. This is a scope. This is a scope. This is the scope. This is the scope. It's the exact same thing here. This is to help new players to know, hey, this is something you need to investigate or something you can actually see. Investigation. This is an endpoint where it is. That icon is where you can actually press it. As soon I can't press it right now since I'm not close to it. But if I step one step forward, now the symbol has appeared and now I can hold it down. So no. For the people who call me a Luddite, you're just being toxic because you're not even understanding anything in what the title even says. It's not saying that I didn't know how to scan, I didn't know how to investigate. It's saying a weird symbol appeared on my screen when I pull out the ghost. If they actually pay attention to the actual video, they will see it. I'm going to end the video here, go back to my Share Factory, and I'll show you the video I posted. So you guys can see what I was posting and how I seen it. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. I'll post the live stream